you have to make a choice, and that 9 to 5, I call it, I don't like to use this word lightly, but 9 to 5 bondage, because it binds your time. It makes you tired. You don't have time to do the things you're here to do. Can you imagine if people were outside of the system and that guy was helping kids in Pakistan, or that woman was helping teenage mothers or divorced mothers? Or I had one guy who's like, I want to help convicts because I was convicted, but now I have my own trucking business. I want to teach them how they can reintegrate into society. Can you imagine if we got out of this corporate structure, if everyone individually was helping the people that they were here to help? Can you imagine this world? Like, honestly. And that's the world I want.
I want to go to the experience of being an entrepreneur as opposed to working up the corporate ladder and some of the systems that, we could try to fix those. And I hope we do fix those. But like right now, people are listening right now, like, what do I do right now to like, I want to have financial independence. I want to improve myself. I want to do better. And you've taken the route of being an entrepreneur. And I know a lot of other people that we know have done that. So how has that been an experience that, how's it been for you to be able to be an entrepreneur and improve your own situation and not have as many ceilings on your possibilities, I guess is what I'm saying.
Let me tell you, this is the biggest part. I'm free. I'm free to help who I want. I'm free to do what I want. And that freedom has been amazing. No one's going to tell me to go work in COVID if I don't want to. And I'm still going to eat, right? Yeah. I'm still going to have money coming in. And it was okay. Just to be real honest, I always felt that, so racism and oppression was actually a big part of it. I knew I was making less than all my coworkers. I saw that I wasn't getting advanced. I'm smart. I don't know if you guys believe me or not, but I knew I was smarter than a lot of people being promoted.
Yep.
I knew that my ability to speak up on topics they weren't talking about irritated them, but there were things that needed to be spoken up on. I saw that I had to change who I was or talk in a certain way or make stupid jokes with my coworkers I didn't want to make, and they're corny, but that's what you do in corporate America. And I was like, I just don't want to do this. So I just had to be fake. And then I had to see people get promoted who I was like, they're not as good as I am. Yeah. So why are they getting promoted? But the thing is, they were in the network, right? And I don't care what your audience thinks, but to me it was racism of some sort. You know what I mean? It was always, even if y'all don't mind, whatever. I saw what I saw, and I know what I know. No one has to say the N-word for it to be racism. So it was just like, it was consistent. It was solid. It was, I worked for, IBM, Deloitte. It was just always there. It was always cronyism and nepotism, and certain group always got promoted, even if you were better or smarter or had more skills, right? Yep. One group got trained and groomed. The other one was just sat there, right? No grooming, no training. And I saw this, and I'm not dumb. And so I was like, okay, no. Now my approach, I never really gave in too much. So, like say I got fired a lot, but I'm okay with that.
You speak your mind, which I love, Lisa. You're smart and you speak your mind.
Yes. And so I was like, you know what? This is the route I'm going to take. I'm not giving into your BS. You're not going to place me beneath you. I'm not going to do dumb work if I'm a better person for it. And, it didn't last too long in the corporate world. So I would get jobs a lot. But the thing is, I can get other jobs because I made sure, because of this world we live in, I made sure the skill set was one that was always in demand. So if you get the right technical skill set, you can sort of be whoever you want and they'll still hire you because no one else has it. And that was very strategic on my part because I knew I wasn't going to bend too much. But then after a while, the last time that I did get laid off in 2015, at that time I had 3 properties and I was making $2,200 a month in cash flow. Right. One was fully paid off. The other one had like $400 in cash flow. And the other one, and so I was at that moment, I had 3 properties. I'm saying this because, for whoever's out there, you don't need 10 or 20 or 30, but I got laid off and I was like, you know what? I'm making $2,200 a month. Let me go ahead and see if I can build this business. I'm working in all these office and IBMs and whatever, but I never get the validation and feedback I get when I go up here. I explain to someone how they can invest in properties and I get so much love back, or like, I've done this, or you changed my life. Like, I don't get validation like that working in a cubicle. So I was like, let me see if I can do this like full time. I really enjoy helping impact people. And I know in my heart, I was like, listen, I know this will change a lot of people's lives. It changed mine. Right. So, so it gave me the opportunity at just 2,200 in cash flow. That's 3 or 4 properties in this price range, people. It is not, you don't have to do this forever to get to that level, because you pay the houses off within a few years. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're getting the whole 900 in rent from one house or 2 houses. You can get there relatively quickly, 3 to 7 years. And it was just so much freedom. And with that freedom, I was able to build this practice up. And to this day, I have like 10 people in group coaching calls and I have 10 people buying their first properties. Are you with me? Like, I am making significant impact in people's life.
Yep.
I was able to dig into my spirituality and found what my purpose was, which is apparently this. So I was in alignment. But like now, sometimes with spirituality, you don't necessarily need to have money coming in to do it. But for me and how much I was focused on money, I wanted to have stability before I really started doing the soul work. So for me, it gave me the breathing room to go into like the meditation and spirituality and who am I, what are my gifts, what is my purpose, and just spending time to do that and opening up my spiritual gifts and purposes, right? And that's what it gave me. And I'm sorry, those are the 2 biggest things. It gave me freedom. I get to opt out of their system, and I get to practice who I am as a spirit soul level and go into that, which takes time because you got to read the books. You got to search for knowledge. You got to research. You got to reach out to different mediums. You know, I went towards, people who are mediums and channels to visit the Akashic records. I mean, going deep into it, but it gave me the freedom and the time to do that without having to go to a 9-to-5 job, which takes up all your time. So then you can't delve into that. And I found out that and so when I ask my people who want to work with me, like, what are you going to do? Say you hit 2,000 a month in cash flow. What are you going to do? Some people are like, I'm just going to keep working. But others are like, you know what? I always wanted to go across the country and sing, or I want to help single mothers transition to the workforce because I did it. Or I was divorced and I had no money, but this is how I did it. And I want to help other divorced mothers do it. This one guy from Pakistan was like, people in Pakistan don't have any shoes. I want to like raise shoes and go over there every week and just give them food and shoes every year, right? Everybody, like, when you start getting to that, every single, like, most people, not some people are a little disconnected, but the majority were like, I have something I can do that can impact and help humanity that I just don't have the time for. And I like to say being an entrepreneur, especially with passive income, so you're freed up to do it, has been the ultimate source for showing people that they have a path to doing something they've always wanted to help the people they want to help. And I think that's a really big thing too, that make it overlooked, just that time and a space to go deep in who you are or what you're here for.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, you've really articulated something that I also tried. I think we have similar purposes and similar things we're trying to do.
I mean, you went to South America, right?
Yeah.
Right? You found you had time to be who you wanted to be, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And also the relationships, I think you just nailed it. You just said that here's $2,200 a month. And both you and I spend so much time with our podcast and our teaching, trying to, on the X's and O's of real estate and details. And I love those. And I know you're good at it. You love them too, but it really comes down to what you just described, is that there are people out there who are working a 9-to-5 job, who even if they like the job, it's like there's a structure, there's a system, there's a way of doing things at the corporation, there's racism, there's all sorts, whatever the thing is, there's something you don't like, and you're kind of selling out because for money. That's just what it is. And you don't have to keep selling out.
You know what? That's sort of it's like, I'll probably coach it a little differently, but it does come out to, you have to make a choice. And that 9-to-5, I call it, I don't like to use this word lightly, but 9-to-5 bondage, because it binds your time. Yeah. It makes you tired. You don't have time to do the things you're here to do. And there is a point. Now, I did mine on the side. I didn't like quit and just not have anything. I built it up while I was working. But like, for me, I was like, I got to get free. I got to get free. I can't do this for 40 years, And at some point I want more people to make that decision, because like I said, the type of people I talk to, when you get down to it, can you imagine if people were outside of the system and that guy was helping kids in Pakistan, or that woman was helping teenage mothers or divorced mothers? Or I had one guy who was like, I want to help convicts because I was convicted, but now I have my own trucking business. I want to teach them how they can reintegrate into society. Can you imagine if we got out of this corporate structure and everyone individually was helping the people that they were here to help? Can you imagine this world? Like, honestly. Yeah. And that's the world I want. You know what I mean? Like that world. I want to keep everyone who told me all of those things sacred and be like, you got to do this. Like when they tell me that, I'm like, you better do this. We need people like you to do this. Like, you can't be messing around with this, right? Like it's a really big thing because that's the future I want to see. And this is just one mechanism that's relatively low price to get there. But I always say it's just a mechanism, right? I'm not doing anything for money. I'm not going to just any neighborhood. So let's not make money everything, because it wasn't in my corporate life, because if it was, I'd still be there, right? And when you get over it, it's being everything to, it's just the vehicle to get to what's really mattering. You know, that's what I try to lead people to all the time, constantly. You're not going to work with me and not talk about the bigger picture because it's just too big.
Yeah. Do what matters. That's the slogan here on this podcast and this show. And I think not only are you teaching it, you're living it, you've articulated it. And I just want to say thank you for that. You're really doing great work. And we're going to wrap up here in a minute, but I'm going to put a link to your ebook and the show description. I'm going to put a link to your website, to your podcast, to your YouTube. I highly encourage everybody to check out everything Lisa's doing. She's great. And you've heard us a touch of what, the knowledge she has and the details she shares and what she's teaching people. And going back to what we just talked about, like, I think we share a mission, which is real estate investing is a vehicle to help people do what matters. And so everybody listening to this, grab hold of that thing that you should be doing. And sometimes it requires a little bit of shaking up and waking up and saying, you know what, I've kind of put that in the attic somewhere. And I didn't think I would really be able to be that teacher or that person who sells shoes, brings shoes to people who don't have them, who does a nonprofit, or maybe
we need you to be that person, though. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't say this lightly. We need you, that little bit of hope that you can give someone. You don't know the effects that could have in the future, but we need people like you, all of you, to dig deep into what that thing is and just act on it. And if, like you said, we can do it through here, but like, I just want you guys to leave that we need you to be the person you're here to be. Like, that's going to be changed without having to wait on the government, or it doesn't matter the president. It doesn't matter what's going, what I mean? It doesn't matter what's going on if you're the person that you need to be. And so I say it's imperative. I say there's an urgency for that. I'm living in my life, but like, we need you all to do it, because then you'll start to see how if everyone can get to that level, we have everything we need. Right? You don't need an NGO over there for those kids without shoes. We have people who woke it up to the freedom to be able to do that, right? And that's the world I want to live in. And all it takes is maybe 5 to 7 years for you guys to get your financial houses in order. Especially, I love passive income, but whatever it is to free you up so you can do it. And I'm okay with like a 5 to 10 year turnaround, right? Absolutely. I just want you guys to get on board with the 5 to 10 year turnaround, right? And go, okay, then at that point, I'm going to go and do the things that I'm here to do.
I hope you enjoyed this clip from my interview with Lisa Phillips. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below if you have any follow-up questions or comments. And if you want to hear the full interview that I had with Lisa, I have a link below to the podcast, which will give you the full 55-minute interview. If you're new here to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss any of the videos I have coming in the future. And if you like these kind of topics about practical real estate investing or getting started with your real estate investing journey, be sure to see the playlist that I have linked below about how to get started. It's all sorts of different topics about what those first steps are, also interviews with other people who talk about their experience buying their first property, the first few properties. So if you're new to investing, be sure to check that out. I think you'll enjoy that playlist. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Chad Carson. You've been watching Coach Carson TV, which is all about investing in real estate, achieving financial independence, and doing more of what matters. See you next time.